Alright guys, hey now. Welcome to Duct Tape and a Butter Knife. Today we are heading off to a service call Saturday morning. I try not to work on Saturdays too much anymore. I've been doing this 24 years. Kind of over working on the weekends, like to have them for myself. But I'm doing a service call. A couple of Sonos pieces aren't really playing nice with the other Sonos pieces. So I'm going to check that out, and then I'm going over to a dry cleaner, and I'm going to be adding a slide lock to the back door of the dry cleaner, because I went over there yesterday to see what they were talking about. They said something about the back door doesn't close right, which obviously you need a business. You need the doors to be secure, or you'll come in the morning and everything will be gone. So I stopped by, and there's no plate for the door jam. They have a deadbolt, but there's no. It's a very thin piece of steel, maybe 2 mil. Is the only thing that keeps the door closed. So even when you use the deadbolt, there's still about almost an inch of travel. Like, you can push the door open about an inch. So all you really need to do is be able to pull that little piece of metal out. And she's had it like this for years, apparently. So today I'm going to go over. I picked this up. I was going to do this yesterday, but it was almost closing time by the time I got there. So I picked up I don't know if you guys can see this, an 8-inch slide lock. Big, heavy duty, beefy one. That's what she wants. I told her I could put the plate on there to strike her, but she doesn't want to deal with all that, because I told her I may have to, and I don't think I can get that by itself, not locally, so I would have to get a new deadbolt, and she said no, she just wants, the slide lock. So that's what we're going to do. It's a steel door, so I'm going to have to do some drilling. I did buy some carriage bolts, as opposed to just like the wood screws that you would put in there, or the metal screws. So I'm going to drill through both sides of the door and really make sure it's secure there. But the way that the door jam is, can't really put the piece that the slide lock locks into. There's you'll see when I get there. I'll record that. She's not going to have an issue with me recording. Service call I won't be recording, and then after that I have a walkthrough. Man, that sounds like my ladders are loose up there. I have a client who has really bad internet, and they're getting a generator installed, and they need to have Wi-Fi there, so I need to scope the place out to see where access points will be good. Client said most of the house is good with Wi-Fi, but his wife's office is really, really poor. She can't stream anything in there, and the internet's very spotty at best. And then the other location would be for outside, for where the generator's going to be. It needs Wi-Fi, so may be able to get away with just putting in one for them, but it sounds like maybe two, and it's a single-story home with a finished basement, so we'll have to get creative and maybe even fish underneath of the siding, depending on what I find out. But yep, that's my day for today. So like I said, I'm on my way to my service call now. I won't be recording that, but I will record once I get to the dry cleaners. All right, let's see first. See if these bolts are going to be long enough. Hope so. Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. Might not be able to use a washer, but that's perfect. All right, so
these here. I forgot a pencil. Hopefully I have a marker in my bag. I do. Good. See, this is there's no striker here. So it's just this real thin piece of metal holding the whole back door closed. What's going on down here? This just needs a little hammer over. How are you? Good. Always. Let's put a level up here so it doesn't look all janky. Get that leveled out pretty good. Drill, baby, drill. I may have to bring my big drill in. See if I can get through with this. Make it easier on myself, I'm just going to go through with a smaller bit first. And then we'll bring out the bigger one. Though. Maybe. What the hell? Gotta love dull bits. Keep smashing my knuckle. All right. See if they're big enough. I don't think so. Of course not. Okay. Now hopefully these fit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna need to hammer them because they're carriage bolts. That one's not cooperating. How you doing? Just need enough thread so I can grab it and pull it in. All right, I'm not going to play with that. I'm going to just go get a socket. All right, there we go. It's not really sinking in. Nice, it's raining. Well, that's not working as planned. I was hoping that these carriage bolts would just sink in. They are to an extent, but looks like I'm gonna have to coerce them a bit with a hammer. Yeah, time to bust out the hammer. That'll do. Sitting nice now. Have to fix that for it too. I love this rain. Fun part's going to be drilling out this jamb. It's a hole big enough for that bolt to slide into on the edge of the jamb. The only other thing I can do is pull this back, which I may need to do, but to do that I'm going to have to get some spacers and some longer bolts, but let's see. Because that bolt is going to be halfway on, so I'm probably going to have to get 1/2 inch longer bolts so I can drill into this flat piece, space this back. Guess we'll find out. Where to put my marker? Where'd my marker go? Lost my marker. There it is. Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah, I may need to space it out. I may need to space it back because right now the bolt wants to go like right on the corner.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be tighter, right? If you move this way.
Well, what I'm saying, like right now it's tight against the door, but it wants to go on this corner, so I may need to put spacers and get longer bolts so that I drill it into the middle here. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So it's okay if I just leave my stuff here?
Sure. I'll take it.
All right, I'm gonna have to run to the store and grab longer bolts and some spacers, some washers or something, and then come back. Okay. I had to make sure I was recording. So luckily there's a Lowe's a couple of miles down the street. Not a huge fan of Lowe's. I'm sure I'll get some hate in the comments, but that's fine. I feel like Home Depot is much more contractor oriented, and Lowe's is more like a weekend warrior, homeowner oriented. Literally every time I go into Lowe's, there's people walking around with their dogs and shopping for plants and all that good stuff. Very few contractors ever in Lowe's. Meanwhile, you go to any of the Home Depots around here, and there's probably 3 of them within 2 miles of each other, so maybe a little more. Just packed all the time, contractors. And me personally, I know why. Like I said, just much more contractor friendly. Plus, you may see that I'm a bit of a Milwaukee fanboy. Can't get that stuff at Lowe's. So what I bought is a bag of washers. Didn't have anything for spacers. And some longer bolts, and I also got some lock nuts just to help them from backing off. I am going to put lock washers on, but lock nuts help it a bit more so it doesn't get loose over time from use. I'm not sure how often she opens and closes this back door. I think in the summertime she has it open a lot to get a nice draft in here. Nice breeze. She does have AC, but who knows? Better safe than sorry. Now these are probably going to be a bit too long, but that's okay. They didn't have 2 1/4. Just went from 2-inch, which I had already, to 2.5 for carriage bolts for galvanized. And I want to put something that was just going to rust everywhere. So now, how many of these do I have? So I'll make 4 piles. So each gets the same. Hopefully this is enough to space it out for what I need. Shame I don't have any kind of a spacer. They're going to do the same thing, but yeah, that's plenty. It's actually perfect, probably. Before you guys crucify me in the comments, you can let me know what you would have done different for a spacer other than just stacking washers, because I'd be interested to know if there's something that I should have in my van for cases like this. I have a plenty of plastic spacers for TV mounts, tons of them, literally hundreds of them, but they're all hard plastic, so I think if I crank down too hard they'll just smush or break altogether. It wasn't supposed to rain till much later. It was a possibility, but it's coming down pretty good out here now. Yeah, 2 1/4 would have been better, but they didn't have 2 1/4 inch. I don't know where my adapter went. So I can just use my drill. Oh, that one's spinning, of course. Oh, unfortunate. See if I can grab it. Come on. It's always got to be one that's difficult. I think the threads are a bit beat up on this. There we go. Now it's grabbing. I don't want to keep tightening it down because it's just going to smush the door. It's not solid. I think that'll do. That'll do the trick. All right, and I brought the big dog in because I don't think the little one's going to do what we need to do. Man, hopefully this bit is not dull because I'll be here all day. Actually, I'm going to put a smaller hole into it as a pilot. So put it about here. Beautiful. Oh, needs to be bigger. Oh. Perfect. Okay, so now I just have to go into the wood and the golden. That's perfect. That sucker ain't opening. Alright, so now, what we got going on down here for? This piece of trim on the bottom is sticking out. I'm rubbing it over here, making it a pain for her to close it. Yeah, they just put it on wrong. So, I wonder if I can just finesse this. I don't think that did anything. No. It's just this front corner. Maybe it's this jam. Lots of rust falling out of the door. Much better. Tighten up these screws for her. Yeah, they had space over here that they could have moved that, but they didn't. What's going on with this one? Okay. This sticks out a bit. I got something for that. Okay. Trusty little cutoff tool. Perfect. Just make sure they're not sharp for her. Beautiful. It's nice and tight in there. That's not going anywhere, boys. I call that job done. Got a little beat up here from my pliers, but I think that's good. No one's getting into this door. All right, see you on the next one.